way to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
I am Mr. Richie Moon, and I'm Kayfabe Adrian, and I'm Kayfabe Focus.
It's Kayfabe Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks, I am Mr. Richie Moon.
And I'm Kayfabe AJ.
And I'm Kayfabe Focus.
And this is Kayfabe Avenue, and this is the Wednesday Night War, Wednesday Night Dynamite Bash at the Beach versus NXT Live. Focus, give him the rundown, sir.
Well, first we got Bash at the Beach. We have Hangman Page with Kenny Omega versus the Bucks of Youth and the PNP and Best Friends.
This was the fatal four-way tag team number one contendership match.
And in many ways could have been the match of the week.
We shall see. We shall see.
But we shall see. Well, anyways, Omega and Page win this four-way tag team match to
Buckshot
face...
V-Trigger?
Was
Yeah,
it?
I like
Buckshot V-Trigger.
I like the way it got all set up though, because it looked like the Bucks were on the way to the win, and then they was having a super kick party on everybody, and then out of nowhere, Hangman comes in the ring, and when he turns around,
the blind tag.
Yeah, Matt ends up having to pull a super kick. Well, not having to, he's doing it as a friend. Like get into that another day, but yeah, he pulls on the super kick and pretty much gets distracted. They ended up losing shortly after that, but
yeah, we'll get into the details of the match in Monday night.
Got a few
in a review.
Things with the.
So afterwards, Cody Rhodes cuts a promo with MJF. Afterwards, Joey Janela has a promo and talks about Penelope and Kip Sabian, and how he's also having a match against Rey Fenix next week. The next match is the Nightmare Collective versus Chris Statlander and Sheeta. And then we also have another Dark Order promo.
It was pretty good.
And then after that, we have Sammy versus Mox. And then...
The Spanish God, Sammy Guevara.
Spanish
All right, you can't just be... We can no longer just say Sammy Guevara. The man is a Spanish God, deemed so by Le Champion.
Le Champion. So afterwards, we have a match with MJF, the Blade, and the Butcher with the Bunny on ringside versus DDP.
Now, I don't like the way you just said DDP.
Yeah.
And
now,
we'll wait there. Hold on. Just do the rundown. We'll get there. We'll get there. So let me do the rundown. We'll get there. Uh-oh.
And for the main event, we have Pac versus
the Boston.
Darby Allin. And a great match. That could have been another match of the week candidate. And over at the NXT side, we have
NXT Live.
We have
the continuation of the Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty baby.
Dusty Tag Team
Classic baby.
So Keith Lee comes out for a promo. Undisputed Era comes out, attacks him. Ciampa makes a save.
Ciampa.
So
who made the save?
Ciampa.
So afterwards, we got the Broserweights versus Flash Gordon Webster and Mark Andrews.
Ooh, hot match. Cracking match.
That was a great match.
Match you go out your way to see.
Could be a contender for
Possibly could be a lucky Tito.
I might be rearranging some things in my mind.
Maybe it might be
going on this match card, come to think about it, but go ahead.
So Tommaso comes back out for a promo. Undisputed Era attacks again.
Baby.
And then Gargano comes out and makes a save. After that, we have another Dusty Tag Classic. We have the Time Splitters, Alex Shelley and Kushida.
I'm feeling this tag team being back together and in WWE.
Former IWGP Junior Heavyweight
versus
Champions.
the Grizzled Young Vets.
UK Spice.
And if you hate Zach Gibson, take your shoes off.
If you have to,
my shoes are off.
His shoes are already off. That's how much you hate Zach Gibson.
My shoes are
take your
off.
shoes off immediately. When we started doing
not on camera,
he knew that he was coming out and just took them off already.
My shoes are off.
It's off.
It's off already.
So afterwards, we have a triple threat with Isaiah Scott Swerve and Leo Rush and Tyler Breeze.
Really good match. Another
Really
match you
great
need to go out your
match.
way to go
Makes
see.
me upset. I missed that match.
Yeah,
You missed the match.
that was a good match,
That's
yo.
that match.
It was a good match. It was a good match. It was a good match.
That's fine. That's fine. And for the main event for NXT, we have the women's battle royal to face
Now that
Rhea
I didn't.
Ripley.
That I didn't miss.
Or Tony Storm
Or
because they're
Toni Storm.
gonna have a match for that.
And you said earlier when we were discussing the shows, that was probably one of the best battle royals to you in women history.
Yeah.
I kind of agree. Like the level of talent and the fact that it's all fresh. Like it really doesn't have too many main roster attachments at all. Like, yeah, this is one of the. It wasn't like super spot fest, but it was good.
I feel they gave the women time to do their spots and everything, and it really showed.
Get the
And I
escorts in.
feel that
I think Mercedes
Gail-
Martinez
if Gail-
got some shine.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
she
like
definitely did.
if they would have done this type of battle royal back in the day when Gail Kim was there, she wouldn't have left at all.
Well, if this level of
Sure.
women's wrestling was there when Gail Kim was around
That's true.
WWE, then she probably would have never left.
Yeah.
Because, like I said earlier, like they kind of booked her to the moon. She debuted, won the title instantly. They probably
She
pulled
got
that trigger too soon.
Because there was nothing else for her to do.
But also, you gotta look at the people she had around her. They still had divas around, and
It was Divas.
there were women that could actually wrestle around the time, like Victoria.
Remember when
and, people
she
like
was
that.
in a love storyline with Daniel Bryan?
I think it's during the time I stopped watching wrestling.
Who
But
was in there with those?
Gail Kim.
Was she?
Look it up.
Oh,
was
damn.
she?
Daniel Bryan was around when Gail Kim was there? I gotta. All right. That's you just kind of blew my mind with that one. I don't remember that. But
but let's get
You might
on
have to
to.
edit that out if I'm wrong, though.
yeah. Well, Bianca Belair ends up winning that match,
Oh yeah, yes she does.
and she's the number one contender for the
Yes.
Rhea Ripley's women's
She's
championship.
the number one contender.
The number one contender is.
Yes.
So of all the contenders,
she's the
she's the
Ist.
contenderist
Of all the
of all the
She's
contenders.
the number
Ist.
one
Understood.
contender.
Alright.
Is.
Ist. Now let's get on to this Wednesday Night War. So let's start off with the ratings first. So we know that AEW won this.
Blew them out the water.
I guess modesty we're not using today. So,
Yo, it's fun. It's
It was
funny.
250,000, man. That's
I mean,
that's
listen,
literally
It's funny.
literally a
'cause
$250,000.
Dynamite
difference.
is getting close to 1 million views, right?
I want them
And
to get that. consistent.
TNT was only hoping for 100,000 viewers.
Not 500.
100,000.
Not 500.
Yeah.
500.
No.
500. They were
Yeah.
no,
Nah,
500.
it was-
higher than that, bro.
That was
Nah,
what they was
500.
looking for with
That's
Dynamite.
impact
Yeah.
numbers, and
Yeah.
not even.
Yeah,
not
looking
even.
for 500,000.
It completely blew
Yeah,
the expectations
Yeah,
out the
the
water.
expectations. Yeah, they already got ordered for more shows extended to 2023. Congratulations to AEW for the contract extension. I think the most important number out of that is there was at least 1.4 to 1.5 million wrestling fans watching wrestling on a Wednesday.
It doesn't matter what
night.
brand you're watching.
Doesn't matter.
Shit, watch them at the
Doesn't
same
matter.
time. Watch them back to back.
But for the purposes of this show, it actually does matter. So AEW takes that first victory. So and I mean, it's a truth. It's a truth. It's true.
Oh, but
So let's. The best match of the night. So I'm going to start this one off. I think the best match of the night between both shows was that Fatal 4-Way match with the Young Bucks, Best Friends, Proud and Powerful, and Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. I mean, the in-ring action was crazy. The storytelling with Matt Jackson, Hangman, and Kenny Omega, like, that was crazy. It was just, I mean, I take Heyman's side. Heyman just like, listen, bro, we gotta win this. We gotta win this number one contendership. The Young Bucks, like I thought, we were elite. I'm going with those four. What do you think, AJ?
I agree. That was my match of the week, and it was simply because not only it was a spot fest. Let's admit that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is in this case, it wasn't a problem because there were so many teams involved, but everybody got their shine.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to see the Best Friends and do their Orange Cassidy spot.
Oh my gosh, I love
Hilarious.
that. Oh gosh, I love it. I love
A
it.
lot of people criticize Orange Cassidy, but he's one of the highlights
And he can really go, so don't get it twisted.
of AEW.
I
So
have him on Orange
I
Cassidy.
enjoyed that. I enjoyed the super kick party the Bucks got. I enjoyed the back and forth between Kenny and Hangman actually pulling off tag team wrestling, actually going at
Dude,
it.
that
But-
buckshot
But
V-trigger.
Hangman still being reserved and like to himself and like obviously not at the same place.
That subtle acting is awesome. That Hangman is really doing, just like really being reserved, focused. What you think?
I think my match of the night would probably have to be. It's gonna have to be the Fatal 4-Way Tag match where Paige and Omega won. However, there was a lot of good matches this
There
week.
was, yeah.
On both shows.
This is do a little bit of quick honorable mentions. That the tag team match with the Bruiserweights,
The
Broserweights, and Flash Gordon
Webster and Mark Andrews.
and Mark Andrews. Oh man, that was a really good match.
And what about the Time Splitters and the Grizzled Young Vets?
Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Leo Rush versus Drew,
I missed that match. I'm
versus
upset.
Tyler Breeze. There was also
So
Darby-
Tyler Breeze is still on NXT, although he was on 205 as well.
Yeah,
Alright,
they're
so-
kind of like
Yeah, that works for me.
interchangeable. Darby Allin, no. Sammy Guevara, the Spanish God versus John Moxley.
Yes.
that was.
I think
good
as far as
match.
AEW goes, I think that'd probably be my
man,
second
it's
favorite
like-
match.
That was
like-
a good match.
I-
Sammy
That'd be my
it's-
second
it's
favorite
like-
match on
like,
AEW.
when you say match of the night, it's like
it's hard.
it's hard.
Because there's so many.
But so it's like
The battle.
I mean,
royal.
but I
battle
have to
royal.
give
The
it. I
Fatal
have to
4-Way,
give
I
it.
have to give it because there's so many of the people that I like seeing in AEW. They
Mhm.
gave them all shine, and it built different stories in the same.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what
At the
I
same
was gonna
time,
say.
so-
Even though it was a spot fest, it still had that story.
We got the
element
Hangman
of it.
story. We got the Bucks, involved.
You know,
Still seeing the evolution of Hangman and
Right.
them
See,
pulling the kick leading to their loss.
at first,
I
nobody even
think Hangman's gonna
might
see a
turn next week.
revolution.
Maybe.
See a revolution.
Yeah, he might. He might turn next week. I think they should extend this out into to Revel. I think there should be some kind of way that the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega versus Hangman happens. But that's nor here nor there. Let's go to the most intrigue for next week.
I'd say
Pac versus Moxley.
Whew.
I'd say AEW.
Whew.
when
I think AEW honestly at this point wins by a landslide.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's not a knock on NXT at all. NXT was great. I enjoyed it
it's
just as much.
just that was exciting on AEW.
They
They're
finally
doing
locked in
Bash at the
on
Beach.
certain storylines. They locked in on Cody and
MJF.
MJF. Earlier, I said I didn't like the way you talked about DDP because last week I would have said the same thing in the same tone. This week, DDP did his thing.
Because of that
This man is
DDP
jumping
wire.
off the turnbuckle to the outside.
Why?
This man is hitting diamond cutters.
Why?
Like, because DDP, why?
Why?
But, he still looked like he can go in a certain extent.
Yeah.
DDP for
I
champion.
don't want to see
However,
DDP in long 20-minute
but-
matches.
but-
I want to see him in
Sorry.
5-minute increments. And if it is long matches, this format.
I
Tag team, other
I
people
feel-
around
I
him.
think that's how we'll see him.
I feel like they gave it to the wrong people though on the other side with the Blade and the Butcher.
Wow, of course, that's classic.
No.
Heels. Good heel
They're
stuff.
putting-
I
putting over
don't
the
like
Butcher-
MJF though. That's the thing. I can't really.
I mean, the
See,
storyline
that's-
going is that
He paid
he's
for it.
paying
It's
them.
like-
Yeah.
And I like that aspect because it solidifies MJ. I'm rich
Yeah.
and an asshole.
Yeah.
It's heel stuff. Good heel stuff.
I don't know. I guess I'm not meshing well with the Blade and the Butcher.
I think they buried the Butcher and the Blade Bunny within the almost the first 2 weeks there, but that's a whole other conversation for another time.
They got time to turn around.
I felt like they should.
I feel like if
DDP
people are
something
starting
else.
to, I personally still not completely on board with the Dark Order. I am intrigued as far as who is the leader of the Dark Order now. Because they're pumping that heavy. There's rumors around that some people's contracts might jump over. So I'm intrigued for that. But they gave so many chances to Dark Order as far as them coming out and looking horrible or just not clicking, that I think the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny, they have a chance.
They do. And we can have a conversation about that for the next But for right now, let's get on to... So we did the ratings. We had the most intrigue for next week. We did the best match of the night. What was the best storyline? Oh, I didn't even tell my best intro. It was AEW, obviously. The most intrigue. Like, what was the most interesting storyline going through both shows? Focus. What was the most interesting storyline going for you, sir? Start off with you.
Drunk Hangman Page, of course.
I think that's one of the best things in AEW.
You know what's my favorite part of this whole storyline? He always takes a beer from one of the fans, and then somebody takes it away, and he'll grab another one. He's like,
nah, but this one was particularly hilarious because after the match, Kenny's like, "Come on!" He's congratulating him. He takes the beer away from Hangman, and then Hangman goes back to another fan, immediately grabs it, and just storms right past Omega with holding
somehow
the beer.
he just ends up with a beer in his hand, regardless.
And it ain't water.
It ain't water.
It ain't water.
For me personally, I think the best storyline was in AEW. It was the Inner Circle, John Moxley. Hilarious point at the end of the show. I sent you a GIF.
He looks like
Metal Gear, solid Snake, and now it's a meme online.
Okay.
Metal Gear.
So when you said that in the chat,
Metal Gear
when you said that in the chat,
yeah,
I said it in the chat last time. I was like, "Thank you," because I know he looked like somebody.
I'm like, he's definitely solid Mox right now.
I put that in the review too.
I liked it because one, it solidified Mox as the person you want to go for in this situation, and he has a big retribution story with it on top of the title hunt. With as far as the rest of the Inner Circle, we finally got Ortiz and Santana back into the mix. We got Hager. We had Spanish God. They were jumping him. Everybody was doing what they should have been doing for Jericho. The fact that Mox even got his hands on them last week, there's a lapse in the Inner Circle. I know that's how it's booked, but that they should be more on point. And this solidified them as like, no, we're still gonna beat people the hell up. We're still behind the champion. Yeah. Like, you're gonna pay for that.
Yeah.
Like,
I think they're gonna start building more.
I don't think a lot of people take the Inner Circle serious because they have so much comedy aspect with Sammy Guevara's promos, which is one of the highlights of AEW. Period.
His commercial breaks.
He has the best gimmick.
Hudgens, I heard you say
he has the best gimmick on AEW. At me, kayfabe AJ.
I ain't gonna hold you. Him and Hangman might. I don't know. Hangman might have competition for his screen bar thing that comes on. What was his what was the last one? Something what was it? Something Millennial Cowboy. I forget his last. Like when your name pops up on AEW and it shows you like your record. And it shows, like,
they make those jokes with Hangman.
And
last week it said
has been drinking.
Has been drinking. Yeah, that's pretty dope. But nah, come on. The dude was shouting out.
I know.
Vanessa Hudgens hit me up. And the funny thing, I added her and him, and I said, "Hey, Vanessa Hudgens, did you hit him up yet?" And I tagged Sammy Guevara.
Nice.
But
so I think the best overall show. Unanimous. I think it was AEW. This is not a slight on NXT.
I will give a shout out to NXT because they did have a couple of good storyline developments with
Bianca Belair
winning. The continuation of the Dusty Tag Team Classic.
Facts.
Finn Balor promoting his Worlds Collide match.
Worlds Collide.
I kind of zoned out after the holiday.
DIY came back.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a lot of good. They're going to get Mustache Matt in that Worlds.
A lot of great stuff. Again, it's not a knock on any show.
It's just that
the war is the war.
AEW
we have to give you the facts.
AEW is kind of going on a.
They spiking right now.
It's because NXT kind of goes through these waves, and AEW is kind of just like on this upward trajectory.
That's because with NXT, you kind of really know what to expect at this point. And with AEW, they throw in so much extra. They throw the comedic value. They throw the shock value.
It's a variety.
They throw the hardcore value. Like NXT is a pure wrestling show. Yeah. They do give you some comedy, give you good promos here and there. The funny thing with Keith Lee pushing him through the
the guy, the pounce, the guy through the pounce.
That's a meme through a car.
Through a car, yeah.
So a lot of great things.
That's strictly for me. Yeah, that's strictly for me. But you know that we can do this all day. AEW takes this week. We definitely can. With that being said, Focus. Where can they find you at, sir?
At Kayfabe Focus.
AJ, where can they find you at?
At Kayfabe_AJ on Instagram.
You can find me at Mr. Richie Moon. You can find me at Kayfabe Avenue. Go to our YouTube page, Kayfabe Avenue. Like, share, subscribe.
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment. Thank you.
Reply to other
Thank
comments.
Thank you
Yes,
to the guy
thank you to the last guy who actually commented.
Shout out to you. We're going to take care of that background music, and I won't play the John Cena role next week.
Follow us on Facebook. We got a Facebook group at Kayfabe Avenue.
Facts.
Find us at Apple.
You can find us
Podcast.
You can find us wherever you can
Wherever
find
you
your
can find your
platforms at for podcasts at. So happy to announce that we are our podcast. We are our YouTube show. But you know we can do this all day. With that being said,
What about Anchor?
What about Anchor?
What about Anchor?
Oh man, you know that Anchor carries us all the way there. And if you're looking to get into the podcast game, you should check out Anchor at anchor.fm. Tell them the Kayfabe Avenue guys sent you. You know that we can do this all day. I must bid you a farewell. Kenny, take us home.
Goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Bang.